Hello, hello. How's it going, everyone? And welcome to this week's episode of But Why? As you can see, I am not exactly looking fantastic for this one. That is because it is currently 1 in the morning, and I'm kind of just hashing out this one last minute. There's probably not going to be very many edits at all, and this was probably going to be pretty much uncut because I'm tired, and I'm only going to edit out like long moments of time in which I'm not talking. But we're going to do something that I've done many a times on the channel, which is make a Super Smash Brothers tier list. Now, I'm not going to really explain my opinions too much on who goes where, but we're just going to go through the list as it appears on the website. Now, starting with Monsieur Banjo and Kazooie. Banjo is very C tier. He's got like really nothing going for him, and his game plan is revolved around Wonder Wing and the grenade. Wonder Wing is his most broken move, and if you get something with that, that's the best you're gonna do with them. You can hit I think you can hit grenade into Wonder Wing, but other than that, it's like he's very meh, has like very lackluster combos, and even struggles to kill. And Bayonetta, probably going to be in D tier, even though Lima makes Bayonetta look broken. For the record, S tier is probably top tier, A tier is high tier, B tier is mid tier, C tier is low tier, and D tier is bottom tier. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of E tier. And I'm actually going to rename these as well. I'm not going to edit this out because I don't feel like I have to. I'm kind of running out of ideas on what to do already for But Why episodes. So if you guys have any suggestions for me, please let me know, because I am running out of ideas already. Like this one, I didn't really want to do it because I've already done it so many times on my channel, and I pretty much know my opinions on the game, but figured I'd do it again because the game isn't getting updated anymore, and figured I'd give my very last patch opinions. Now, I've always put Bowser in high tier, but I think I'm actually going to move him down to mid tier for one reason. It's because he's big. He's good. He has good speed. He has, believe it or not, combos, but usually it's just like a 1-2 and done. And then other than that, he's just a pretty solid character, but the fact that he's big and has a very meh recovery kind of holds him back a bit. Byleth, I'm willing to put into high tier, but I think I'm going to put him down into like top of mid, because Mkeleo makes him look broken. He has very solid fundamentals and can kill super early if he gets like his tipper back air, or forward smash. And he's very gimmicky as well. Like, he can pull out the down smash, the down air to break the shield, and you can just explode at any moment, and it's insane. And Mkeleo makes him look broken. This episode isn't going to be very long, by the way, because, like I said, I'm tired, and this will probably be the shortest one to date, unless it ends up being longer. But we'll see. Captain Falcon, I so badly want to put into high tier, but I think with his weaknesses, I have to put him down into mid tier. He's like top-ish of mid-tier. He's like either mid of mid-tier or top of mid-tier. But Fatality makes him look so broken with his like speed, and he has like some of the coolest looking combos in the game, and Knee is a cool move. And he's just iconic when it comes to the Smash series in general. Chrom, I'm putting Chrom in high tier. Chrom is broken. His combos are insane. Chrom aside, when he's a stock ahead, is just super broken. I love playing Chrom myself. And his frame data is stupid, and his kill power is dumb. I am of the belief that Cloud is actually good in this game. He is not near as good as he was in Smash 4, like that Nair and up air were broken in Smash 4. His fundamentals are still good in this game. Limit isn't as good, but it is still good. The only thing bad about him really is his recovery. But other than that, he can just spam back air and for free because it's got no end lag and it's safe on shield. Moving on to Corrin, I think I'm going to put Corrin in low tier. She's probably top of low tier, if anything, but she's slow, but she kind of makes up for it on her range. Her tipper mechanic with her like forward smash is not as strong as it used to be, but it's just kind of overshadowed by Byleth in every sense. Not much more to say about Corrin other than she's a slow sword character. Moving on to Pit and Dark Pit. I'm gonna group them together. I'm putting them in mid because they're the most like honest character probably in the game. Nothing broken really. They're just pretty solid all around with nothing really special going for them except for Dark Pit's side B. It can make people explode if you get a right read. So I'd consider Dark Pit just a little bit better than Pit. Moving on to Diddy Kong. Diddy Kong is high tier. His neutral game is insane in this game because he has Monkey Flip, he has Banana. For those two moves alone, this character is considered insane. Their recovery is good, and their frame data is good. Their combos are good. Tweak just makes his neutral look insane, and he's just super good. Donkey Kong. If I want to put Donkey Kong as top of low tier as well, like almost like bottom of mid tier, because believe it or not, he's kind of good, but like he has combos. He's got cargo throw. He's got berries. He's got like 5 meteor attacks, meaning he's got like 5 spike attacks. But he's big. He gets comboed. Doesn't really have a out of combo. Like he doesn't have an easy way to get out of disadvantage. Moving on to Dr. Mario, also going to be in low tier. He's the same as Mario, just hits harder and is much, much slower and has a much worse recovery. It's pretty similar, but I believe it's worse. Moving on to Duck Hunt, also going to be in low tier. I cannot see this character being good in any sense at all. The only thing he's got going for him is his zoning and the can. But I just hate fighting this character even because the can makes the camera like pan to like a different part of the stage if you're on the other side. It's just annoying and I don't like it. Moving on to Falco. I am so close to putting Falco into high tier, and I think I'm going to, but probably bottom of high tier because I believe it's Tild. Is that his name? He makes Falco look broken. He makes Falco look like Bayonetta Smash 4. Not quite like Bayonetta Smash 4, but like the unskippable cutscene combos that he has are just insane until they makes him look broken. And his back air is unnecessarily strong for how fast it is as well. Like, oh my gosh. And we're going to get into our first top tier character, which is Fox. Insanely fast. Insane kill power. Insane, like, kill confirms. Light makes him look broken. Like, the only thing he doesn't really have going for him is his recovery can be exploited. But he has side B and up B. Both can be exploited, but I think if you're good enough, then you can get away with it. Greninja, gonna put in high tier. Probably bottom of high tier, because he's good, but I've never seen a Greninja, like, get anywhere super far with him. But I can't see him being bad with his frame data and his recovery being good, and his counter is pretty broken. And he's got kill confirms as well, which is pretty good. Can't see a character being bad with that. Moving on to Ganondorf, it's going to be in bottom tier. I'm going to move Bayonetta to low tier, by the way. There's no way she's bottom. Ganon, probably second worst character in the game. Very slow. He does have combos and he does have explosive potential, but his disadvantage is just so bad and his offstage is just terrible. I believe any character in the game can just exploit him off the stage. Moving on to Hero. I believe Hero can be bottom of high tier potential. He is just wackiness, and his main moves are solid, but he has like a million specials on top of it, with the potential to kill at 0 with whack and thwack. It's not very likely that it happen, but the potential that it can happen is pretty insane. But then like all of his down B moves are just really good, and his recovery isn't bad either. Doesn't have struggle killing as well with his crit mechanic. I just can't see Hero being too bad. Ice Climbers, maybe not so badly, but I can see them being mid with Big D existing. But Ice Climbers for me are going to be in low tier because, I don't know, I just can't see them being good. But I also don't have like much experience fighting them or watching them. But just from what I know about the character, I just can't see them being that good since the second character is controlled by the AI and the AI is not that good. Moving on to Ike, probably going to put him in top of mid tier, I want to say, because like he used to be so good, and I've had him in high tier probably up until now. He's probably like top of mid or like mid of mid. I so badly want him to be a good character because I do think he's a cool character and I do like his play style, but his disadvantage is a bit bad and he can be parried very easily and he is very slow compared to other characters, and his recovery can be countered, but he does have side beat to, mix it up a little bit. But sadly, I think he's probably top of mid-tier material. Moving on to Incineroar. I'm very hesitant to put Incineroar in bottom of mid because SkyJ makes him look broken. And Revenge is a broken move, and his side B is very broken as well. But I think he's still going to have to go in like top of low for me, which he might climb for me. And I don't think my opinion on him will rise very much. Like, his combos are good and he doesn't have struggle killing, but he is so slow. He's so slow on the ground. And he has laggy options as well, and he can be exploited off stage, but he is very gimmicky with his Revenge and his side B. Moving on to Inkling. Inkling's good, but they've probably fallen to like the bottom of high tier, probably in my opinion. They've got solid like frame data. They can kill pretty easily. They have kill confirms with roller, and like, their whole ink mechanic is pretty cool, but I can't see them being much better than bottom of high tier. Moving on to Isabelle. I want to put Isabelle in bottom tier because he's just a villager with worse specials in my opinion. Because the fishing pole is not enough to like boost this character in any sense, in my opinion. Moving on to Joker, our second top tier. Better than Fox, in my opinion, if this freaking website would... There we go. Insane combos, insane kill confirms. Arsene is busted. His back air is broken. Both his recoveries are good. His speed is insane. His air mobility is good. Joker is probably like... I'll probably order top 5 or top 3. I have a confident top 3. I don't have a very confident top 5. But I'll do my best to, like... I'll try and do a top 5 in order. Moving on to Jigglypuff. Probably going to be low tier, but it's probably like mid of low tier because rest shenanigans is good. Like, getting sleep is not very hard, and it kills, like, rest kills most characters, like, I want to say 40%. And most characters in this game, I believe, are lighter than they are heavy, so Jigglypuff gets rest kills. And I honestly think Jigglypuff's, like, neutral isn't that bad. But her main problem is her weight and her disadvantage are not great. Moving on to Kazuya Mishima, this character's top tier. Whoever says Kazuya is not top tier is crazy, because Kazuya potential to kill anyone off of just touching them at 0. I know his disadvantage is bad, but that does not outshine his absolute insane advantages of being able to kill anyone off of 0. Has the potential to be the best character in the game, but his disadvantage holds him back. Holds him back just a little bit. Moving on to Ken and Ryu. I'm going to group them together. Where's my boy Ryu? If I can't find Ryu, I'm just going to... There he is. Ryu, probably top of mid-tier. I can't see them being any better than that, but... They're good. I've seen Vendetta play. I've seen, what's his name? Jay Hazo. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, but it's like Jay Zazo or something or other. They're insane. Focus is good. Helps them get at a disadvantage, but can get them punished. They're lackluster. Believe it or not, they struggle a bit to kill if they don't get a pretty good Shoryuken. And their recovery is also bland. Moving on to DDD. Yeah, probably bottom of low tier because he does have combos. He does have a bit of a neutral game, I guess. He doesn't struggle getting back to stage, but like, he's big, he gets comboed. But not bottom tier, but not a great character. Moving on to King K. Rool. Also, basically the same thing I just said, although I'd consider K. Rool a little bit better, probably because he just has a more consistent projectile. And I think he has an easier time killing than DDD. Kirby, probably low tier as well, because it's Kirby. He's slow. He has combos, but I would say he struggles killing, but his back air is pretty good, and his forward smash is super fast, and it's super strong. But he's probably mid of low tier now. I think of it, he's not quite bottom of low tier. Moving on to my boy Link. I believe I have a higher opinion of Link probably than most other people, because I think his combos are cool. He has the best move in the game, which is his neutral air, which out prioritizes any other move. His recovery is good. His killing, it could use a little work because he is a bit slower, and probably a lot of the time it requires a bit of a read to actually get the kill. But other than that, I think he's a solid character. I think he's the second to best Link, but we'll talk about the other Links when we get there. Moving on to my guy Little Mac. I'm sorry, Peanut. He's probably gonna stay in bottom tier for me. He does have a bit better of a recovery this game, and his frame data is insane, and he doesn't struggle to kill, but he has absolutely no aerial game, which in a game like Smash Ultimate, you need aerial game. Like, it's an absolute need, in my opinion. So he's going to stay at bottom for me because of his recovery and his absolute zero aerial game. Moving on to Lucario. My opinion is slowly going up about Lucario because Aura is a broken mechanic, but he does have weird hitboxes, and he is oddly floaty. I'm probably going to put him at the top of low tier. Probably not above Incineroar, though. But Aura is a broken mechanic overall, and that puts Lucario just a bit up for me. Just a bit. Moving on to Lucas. Lucas is okay. I think he deserves mid tier. Like, I don't think he's that much worse than Ness, even though Ness is a lot better than him. But I don't think he's low tier. I think Lucas has potential with his hitbox sizes, and he doesn't struggle to kill, and he has combos, and he has those same kill throws that Ness has, but he doesn't have like the multi-hits that Ness has, and that's pretty much the biggest difference. But yeah. Moving on to Lucina. Okay, Lucina is broken and will always be broken, and anyone that doesn't think Lucina is broken is crazy, because she is so strong. Her air mobility is so good. Her recovery is good. Her kill potential is insane. She can break shields. Like, she's so strong. She can contest anyone, and in my opinion, she has the best neutral in the game, probably. If I come across another character that might be better, I'll be sure to mention it, but I think her neutral is the absolute best with her speed and hitboxes. Moving on to Luigi. I'm tempted to put him in high tier because his 0 to deaths are good and his up B is broken, but I'm probably going to put him at the top of mid tier. Because if he doesn't get that 0 to death, then he kind of struggles just a little bit. But if he gets that up B, you're dead at like 40 to 60. Not 40, probably like 60 to 80. But that's Luigi shenanigans for you. He's a pretty corny character overall. Mario's top tier. Okay. He's probably bottom of top tier, but his frame data is so insane and his combos are so good. And he does have the Kazuya factor. Not in the same sense. Like, you can drop combos a bit easier with Mario than you can Kazuya. But he gets up air strings into forward air. Like, Kurama makes Mario look broken, and back air is just such a fast move, and he doesn't have like a bad recovery as well. He has capes to deal with projectiles and to gimp recoveries. Like, Mario is such a broken character, and he's got up smash, which is so strong. And then he has flood as well to make him gimp as well. Like, he's got some tools to make him a really good character, and I think that's what makes him top tier. Moving on to Marth, he does deserve a bit of a different rating than Lucina. He's probably bottom of high tier in my opinion, because my brother, who was a former Marth main, makes his character look pretty good, and MKLeo plays Marth and makes him look pretty good as well. Like, and we know Marth has the potential to be an explosive character to kill people at like 40% with Dancing Blade and Forward Smash. He's got the same thing Lucina's got, but the tipper hitboxes are a bit harder to hit, and spacing is something you need to think about. But in a game where zoners and mashing characters are so prevalent, he struggles a bit because he can't throw out hitboxes as much as other characters, because he has to think about where his hitboxes are rather than just throwing them out. Moving on to Mega Man. I'm just gonna throw him in high tier. I don't know anyone that plays Mega Man, but I know he's a solid character and his zoning is good and his killing is good. But that's just good where I'm gonna throw him, and I'm not gonna say much more about him because I just don't know anything else about him. Meta Knight is gonna be put in mid, probably lower-ish of mid, probably like around like Captain Falcon. Captain Falcon's probably better than him, but I'm gonna throw him just like where we have him right now. His frame data is good. The only thing that's bad about him is probably he struggles to kill a little bit, and his hitboxes are a bit wonky. Other than that, he shines in every other category. Like his combos are good. He has potential to kill you at 0. His recovery is probably one of the best in the game. He just probably struggles to kill, and he dies pretty early because he is decently light. Moving on to Mewtwo. I've always had the opinion that Mewtwo is high tier, and people always call me out for it, and I'm like, why? Because he's got a good combo game, and yeah, he has the tail, but like, they buffed the tail, or nerfed it, depending on how you see it, because they made it smaller, even though tail shenanigans still does happen. He's got insane hitbox, he's got good combos, and I don't think he struggles to kill, and he has a good recovery as well. I would only thing that's like bad about him is that he's got a bigger hitbox for being a lighter character, but that's about it. Like he's got even a reflector to deal with projectiles, and he even has a projectile himself. Moving on, I'm not gonna rate the Miis, even though if I did have to rate the Miis, I'd probably just rate Mii Brawler like top of mid tier, and I wouldn't know about the other two. Moving on to Min Min, this character's broken. I was unsure about where to put Min Min in my last couple tier lists, but this character's zoning is probably the best zoning in the game because you can throw out constant hitboxes that are just so scary. Like Mega Watt is terrifying. Like you could explode off that move. Like even heavy characters explode off of, explode off of the forward smash it has and the nair it has. It's just broken. The only thing Min Min has going bad for her is her recovery. It's extremely exploitable. Not even a little bit exploitable. It's extremely exploitable. It's a, how do I put it? It's a grappling up B, but it's at a weird angle and it doesn't go that far. It's a weird up B and it's a weird case. Moving on to Game & Watch. My opinion on Game & Watch has actually fallen a little bit because I'd always put, I think, Game & Watch in like top tier. And I definitely think he has top tier potential because his frame data is stupid and his zoning is like dumb. And his just everything about Game & Watch is dumb, and he's a dumb character. If you like Game & Watch, you're dumb. Also, this episode is actually turning out to be pretty long, but I'm gonna try and go a bit faster here, but I don't think it's gonna happen because we got quite a bit of characters left. Moving on to my boy Ness. He's probably gonna be like mid of top tier for me, not top tier, high tier. Because he's solid. He's got mega like magnet shenanigans with like PK fire, and his forward smash is one of the strongest in the game. It can also reflect projectiles. He has no super weaknesses other than I don't know his disadvantage isn't that bad. He's a pretty solid character overall, although I think he might struggle to kill just a little bit. Moving on to Pac-Man. I want to say Pac-Man is in top tier. He's probably bottom of top tier, but his frame data is so stupid and he doesn't struggle killing at all. He's a versatile character you can play as a brawler or a zoner. It's kind of sad that like most top players choose to play Pac-Man as a zoner because he is a brawler as well, and he's got the frame data to do so. But it's just kind of sad that he shines when it comes to zoning. Moving on to Palutena, also top tier, very, very good fundamentals with invincible moves like back air and dash attack. You literally can't challenge it because she'll just win every time and beat out your move and hit you into combos. Nair is broken, her recovery is good, up air kills. Yeah, that's pretty much it for Palutena. Peach as well. Insane combos that damage you 0 to 80. Not quite Kazuya-like, but like she can't kill you off of it. She might be able to, but like most of the time it's just 0 to like 80 in damage. Good edge guarding, good combos because of turn up, float cancels, makes Peach a solid character overall. Pichu, probably bottom of high tier. Not shadow of the character he once was, because I don't know, either people figured out Pichu or people are just killing Pichu so early, because I believe Pichu is like the lightest or the second lightest character in the game. I forget.
but insane combos, and just struggles to kill a little bit because they nerfed forward tilt. Moving on to Pikachu, probably the best character in the game, if not the second or third. Broken character, broken combos. Didn't get nerfed once throughout patches. One of the best recoveries in the game. 0 to death combos. If ESAM actually decided to put effort into competitive play, he would be one of the best. He is one of the best, but he's just focusing more on content, I believe, right now. Olimar has actually dropped for me. He's probably going to be like mid of high tier. No one knew how to fight Olimar at the beginning of the game because Pikmin were so broken. But people figured it out and decided, you know what, we're not going to play Olimar's game and we're going to figure him out, and he eventually fell. Piranha Plant is going to be in bottom tier for me. This character gets nothing. His best move is the Spike Ball. It's not even that good. It's used for edge guarding. This character is a gimmick. Moving on to Pokemon Trainer. I want to put Pokemon Trainer in top tier, but I see no Pokemon Trainers, but this character definitely has potential, but I'm going to put him in top of high tier. But overall, like, Ivysaur is probably the best Pokemon out of the three. That's my opinion, though. Everyone has different opinions on which Pokemon are the best, but I think it goes probably Ivysaur, Squirtle, and Charizard. Moving on to Pyramithra. Contender between Pikachu and Pyramithra for best character in the game, in my opinion. Broken. That you have, like, Ike and, no, it's more like you have a mix of Roy. No, it's like you have a mix of Crom and Ike in one character. That's probably the best way to put it. Because Pyra's slow but makes you explode, and Mithra's fast and gets damage and combos. Broken character. I want to also point out that I called, like, day one that Pyra and Mithra came out that they would be, like, the best character in the game, and now everyone agrees pretty much. Moving on to Ricta. Can't see this. Richter and Simon, I can't see them being too much better than low tier. Because their zoning's good, but their recovery is so terribly bad, and, like, their zoning's good, their recovery's bad, their air mobility is terrible, but other than that, like, recovery and air mobility is so important in this game, and that's, if this was a little bit better for this character, I'm sure they would be at least high tier. Moving on to Ridley, probably mid of mid tier or top of mid tier, because I like Ridley. I think he's cool. I think he's good, but he's light for a heavy, and he is a big hitbox and gets juggled, sadly. And that's honestly what makes him down there in mid of mid tier. Moving on to Roberto. I don't see Rob being top tier, but everyone sees Rob being top tier, so I'm just going to throw him in top tier, although I have nothing to say about him because I just see him get comboed all the time, and I don't see him win too much. Boring character to watch, honestly. Moving on to Robin, probably bottom or low tier. Their zoning's okay, their speed is very lackluster, their recovery is good. 11 Sword is good, but it doesn't stick around for the whole match, so it's limited on her actual, like, ability to kill and do damage. Moving on to Rosalina. I can't see Rosalina being much better than, like, very high mid tier. Don't have much to say about Rosalina because she's got good hitboxes, but I believe she struggles to kill because her hitboxes are a bit wonky and she is light and does die a bit early. And the whole Luna mechanic has always felt awkward to me. Roy, top tier character. I am a Roy main or secondary. I'm still trying to decide between Roy and Terry at this point. But Roy is broken. Insane frame data, insane damage. Side B is stronger than limit cross slash. It can kill people at 60. It's insane if it hits sweet spot. Jab is broken. It confirms into back air. Like, forward tilt is busted. Like, combos are insane, and he has a good recovery as well. It can be a bit exploited, but then again, a lot of the cast's recovery can be exploited, but Roy's insane. This is actually a nice one to roll into. Samus, who is top of high tier, I would say. People have been calling Samus borderline top tier as the game gets closer to its end. People at first put her in mid and then top of low, and I'm like, no, she's kind of good. Charge shot is a very broken move that conditions your opponent into respecting it because they need to, because they don't know if you're gonna fire it or not. But you just gotta mix up how you use your charge shot, and if you do good, then you'll win. That's why she probably has the most broken ledge trapping in the game with morph bombs and the threat of charge shot. Moving on to Sephiroth, probably bottom of high tier or top of mid tier, but I'm gonna throw him in top of high tier because while he is slow, he's got insane range, and he can like potentially kill you like super early because he does have those like nair back air combos, and he has like back throw back air. I don't know if it's actually true, but it looks true, and it's insanely strong. Yeah, also this is probably gonna end up being the longest episode of But Why, because I'm not gonna edit out really any of this, and I'm trying to talk as fast as I can about every character, and there's so many, it's just ending up taking forever. Moving on to Sheik's, probably gonna be like either top of high tier or mid of high tier, but I'm probably gonna throw her in mid of high tier because while she is insane, does have insane frame data, she does low damage, and you would think she struggles to kill, but she actually doesn't. I've changed my opinion on that very much. Because Void is broken. Look up a Void Sheik compilation. He makes Sheik look insane. Shulk is top tier. Monado arts are broken. Shield art is broken. Smash art is broken. Insane range, insane speed, insane kill power. That's all I gotta say about Shulk. Moving on to Snake, probably top of high tier. I used to put him in top tier, but I don't know. His zoning is really good. His combos are insane, but like I feel like even though he has a frame 1 grenade pull, he still does get juggled just a little too much. He doesn't get too much off of his grenade pulls. I know he has like C4 conditioning and mortar conditioning on the ledge, and he has really good ledge trapping, and I still think he's a good character, but I for whatever reason he's just being held out of top tier by one way or another. Moving on to Sonic, this character is broken. Since I've watched Sonic is a super boring character to watch, but you can't deny that he is just a solid, very solid character. Fastest character in the game, obviously, and has combos that like his back air is insane, and his forward air and like spin dash into forward air off stage is broken. Oh no, I forgot to check if my microphone is facing the right way. Okay, it's kind of facing the right way. Let's fix that a little bit. Okay, hopefully I sound a little bit better now. Hopefully I haven't sounded terrible this entire time. Okay, moving on to Sora. It's hard to place Sora a little bit. Probably going to put him in the bottom of high tier because he does have some good stuff, and he has one of the better recoveries in the game. But I don't know too much about him, so I know he's a solid all around at least because he does have good frame data, good jump height, good air mobility. He needs to shut up though, because yeah, take this. Fire. Just shut up. I realized that Blizzard wanted him, or not Blizzard, Disney wanted him to be accurate, but like, come on. Now this is what we call Steve. Steve is broken. I honestly, I love Minecraft, but I hate Steve in this game because he's incredibly boring to watch because all you're doing is hiding behind a wall, mining for materials, getting minecart because minecart is your most broken move. You guys, a command grab and a hitbox at the same time. Diamond is absolutely broken. It kills super early and does insane amount of damage, and it's just so free. Okay, moving on to Mr. Terry Bogard. I believe in my last video, I put Terry in top tier. I have now since changed that because I know he definitely has some faults. He's top of high tier. He is good. He is insane. He does have very good fundamentals, but I don't know. Buster Wolf and Power Geyser are not enough to make Terry top tier, even though down tilt into like Burning Knuckle and your Buster Wolf combos in general are just not as scary as Kazuya as a character in general. Moving on to Toon Link, probably gonna be mid of mid tier because like I can't see Toon Link being very good because he's got very wonky hitboxes and doesn't do the most damage and struggles to kill just a little bit and doesn't have the sauce that the other two links have. Next, moving on to Wario. Waft is broken. He's probably bottom of top tier because Waft is not enough to make him like more than bottom of top tier. Because while Waft can win you games, it like so can Gyro for Rob, if that makes sense. But yeah, kind of running out of things to say because I'm getting pretty tired. Wii Fit, I'm putting at the bottom of mid tier because Wii Fit has sun breathing, and sun breathing is absolutely broken. But what makes Wii Fit bad is her hitboxes are so weird since she does like exercises in her moves. Like her forward air is hitting up diagonally and backwards diagonally. It's so weird because like the back hit spikes and up hit just hits regularly. At least I believe so. Her jab even like pitfalls. It's hilarious. Moving on to Wolf. I want to put him in top tier, and I think I'm going to bottom of top tier. He's just solid all around. Good hitboxes, kills freely. Like his recovery is good, and his air mobility is one of the best in the game, if not like the first or second best, next to Yoshi. But like, he's insane. Very good character. Moving on to Yoshi. I've always seen Yoshi as a high tier character because his moves are just solid all around. His one lackluster thing is his recovery, and even then it's not even bad because it's a second double jump that reaches so far. No one likes fighting Yoshi though because he's annoying. Young Link. At the very least mid of high tier because this character's frame data is insane. Like custom combos are free and like his killing isn't bad and like his zoning is good, his neutral's insane. Best out of the three links in my opinion. Zelda, probably mid of mid tier, like, and that's being generous as well because I am tempted to put her like top of low or bottom of mid, but I'm being a bit generous with her because my opinion of her has gone up a bit because Knight is good. Teleport kills super early. She's got good edge guarding, ledge trapping. The main thing she struggles with is probably disadvantage. Moving on to Zero Suit. I think this is probably finally the time to where I listen to my brother and put this character where she rightfully belongs at the top of high tier. Because she doesn't work. Like, her moves do not work like they should, and I should know because my brother is a Zero Suit main, and I've fallen out of way too many things. And she only has like 2 consistent kill moves, being back air and up B, and then a consent or what's the word? Occasional side B, and then up smash sometimes, but usually it's up B and back air. And even then, they consider like a read a lot of the time. Even though she is broken with her speed, jump height, and recovery, like even then, I'm like very tempted to put her bottom of top tier. Like it's crazy to see that I'm putting Wolf and Wario above Zero Suit. Like I might just convince myself right now to put her in like top tier. But for me, she's either at the tippy top of high tier or the very bottom of top tier. But I'm gonna leave her at the very top of high tier, but she barely makes it out. So Joe, I'm giving that to you barely. But that's gonna do it for this episode of But Why. I guess we can order this real quick, and I actually think this looks decently solid already. I think the only thing I would switch is probably putting Kazuya here. So Pithra being 1, Pikachu being 2, Joker being... I'm actually going to switch this, hold up. Just a little bit. Steve being... Steve might be better than Pikachu even. Hold up. I'm switching this again. Okay, how the meta has changed. So Pithra being 1, Steve being 2, Pikachu being 3, Kazuya being 4, and Joker being 5. That's my top 5.
I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of But Why. Like I said, let me know how I'm doing talking to myself. I think I'm getting slowly better every week. But like I said, give me some ideas on things I should talk about. And yeah, see ya.